a lot for coming on, man. How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're great, Sean, and we appreciate you doing this. So we kind of disagree about how you should feel about that game on Sunday. Mace is devastated.
I'm devastated, Coach.
He thinks it's the worst thing that ever happened to him. I thought, Sean, there were 9 or 10 plays that if either one of any of the 9 or 10 go your way, you win the game. So I kind of took a positive out of it. Mace said, no, they lost. It's all negative. As the coach, Sean, you've got to balance those two things.
Throw me under the bus, Sean.
Well, but, Sean, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much do you focus on the good stuff versus how much you focus on the bad stuff this week?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, Mason's a negative guy, man. So that's, you just got to take it like that. Here's what I would say. You want to be able to finish the game. Our expectations were going in there to be able to win the football game, and we came up short there. But if that's everything, then we're missing the boat. There's 161 total plays. There's a lot of stuff that's in alignment with the style of play that we want to be able to have, the physicality, the toughness, the relentlessness that I saw, at different times on all three phases. Now, do we want to be able to execute in some critical moments and some better situational stuff? And can I do a better job? Hell yeah. And I'll tell you what, it's early in the season. We will use this to strengthen our group. We are a resilient, mentally tough group. It was a humbling finish, but it doesn't mean that there wasn't steps in the right direction. And I don't want anybody to misunderstand me. Our expectations were to go win the football game. We're not pleased with not getting that done. But there was a lot of stuff that, how different. There's 161 total plays, and if we make a 44-yard kick, the narrative's totally different.
Yep.
I'm not going to allow that to change the dynamics of the 160 things that occurred before that. So what I was pleased with is we got a 26-7 lead. Unfortunately, give them credit. They made some plays to get themselves back in it. We had multiple opportunities that I'm looking forward to seeing if we can consistently execute to put that game away. You miss a 36-yard or a 44-yard field goal, getting it blocked. That's tough sledding. But I love the fact that they get a 27-26 lead. We stop the two-point play. The offense goes right down the field. You're thinking you're in a position to show real grit, real resilience. And just because we didn't make that kick and didn't win that football game, that can't be the only thing that we focus on, even though that did affect the outcome of the game. And that's how we're going to move forward. And I'm excited about attacking the Colts because they're a damn good team coming in here on Sunday.
All right. Hey, by the way, I'm not a negative guy. I'm really a positive guy, just to be clear. And I'm right there with you.
Doesn't sound like it to me.
Yeah. Okay. Watch this, Coach. So
I'm just kidding.
I want to shout out Josh Carty. I know the two kicks were blocked, but the one thing he's able to do is this sort of knuckleball squib kick.
It's been awesome.
Huge. Where did that come from, and why is he so good at it?
Yeah, he's worked at it. I give Chase and Coach Kawika a ton of credit. They kind of had a vision for it, and because of the uptick in the returns, just based on the touchback going on the 35. That was something that they had worked. Josh has been excellent. It's been a real edge for our special teams, the starting field position off those kickoffs. And, that's been a weapon for us that we got to continue to lean into. So, real credit to Josh and the rest of the coverage unit on that phase.
Sean McVay is our guest. Sean, I know that there's never a short answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you know why those kicks were blocked? It wasn't just your game. There were like 5 or 6 kicks blocked around the league the other day. It seems to me that did they see something in the line, or I know you've looked at the film and probably lost a little sleep over this. Do you have a feel for why those kicks are blocked, and can you correct it moving forward?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's our job, is to identify problems and then to be able to give the solutions, and then let's apply them. And so I do have an idea, without getting too technical, but they did a good job. They got under us with some of the leverage. We're able to get some inside penetration, get some knockback and push, and then, they get their hands up, and before the, kick can get the appropriate trajectory, here you go, and you get 2 blocked. And, there was some similar penetration on the 51-yard field goal that we made earlier in the game. And so, you don't want to have to learn that way, but, with that comes in a heightened sense of awareness, sense of urgency to be able to get it fixed. And those plans started immediately after. And they've started with our players today.
3 games in 11 days. It is a very compressed schedule here. How do you prepare for 3 games? I know you're going to take them one at a time, but how do you prepare for 3 games in rapid succession there?
Yeah, that's you just said it. It's one at a time. My focus and sole focus and concentration is on the Colts. And then, once that Colts game finishes up, it's an accelerated start to your preparation. Players' recovery starts right after the game. Our preparation starts right after as well. And you're basically packing, 7 days into 4. And so, every team has to deal with that. And, if you handle your business, you sure enjoy those Thursday games with the weekend that you have. But our focus is on the Colts. We got a great football team coming in here, and then we'll worry about the Thursday game at Sunday at about 4:30.
I know you've been looking at tape, Sean. Why are the Colts 3-0 in your opinion?
Well, they're really well coached. They got great players at a lot of the key and critical spots, and they play as a team. They play 11 as one on offense, on defense. They play complementary football. They do a good job in the kicking game. I've just been really impressed with their operation, and when you just watch the 3 games of film that they've accumulated, they've had 2 games that really they've been in control for the totality of the game, and then they had a back-and-forth battle against an excellent team in the Denver Broncos that they squeaked by. And really, if it wasn't for a penalty, they'd be 2-1 too. It's crazy that some of these games are coming down to the last play, but this is an excellent football team. I've always had tremendous respect for their coaching staff. They got Lou Anarumo running the defense. Shane Steichen does a great job with the offense in alignment with Jim Bob Cooter, and it's a great challenge.
You guys, obviously Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua have unbelievable chemistry together, very successful together. To me, Puka right now is the best wide receiver in the NFL. What do you think?
I think he's playing awesome. I think he's complete. He's playing at a really high clip, incredibly efficient. He competes without the football. What he does when the ball's in his hands, he's catching it really well. He's doing a good job of being able to create separation. He's got a great way about himself. I love him, and he is sure is he's a damn tough competitor. He's special. He's a special player.
I want to ask you about Blake Corum, who had some great moments in that game in Philadelphia. How do you balance Blake Corum, who's obviously sort of emerging, and Kyron Williams, who's the incumbent?
I think you got a good problem where you got 2 ballers at running back. And so I think, you look at it, we want to be able to try to get both those guys involved. And I thought Kyron was excellent the other day. I thought his energy, his swag, his physicality, his ability to run through contact, the way he played without the ball. And then I thought Blake did a great job. I think being able to find a good balance where, 60-40, 65-35, when both those guys are playing, I think they complement each other really well. And for the longevity of the season, we feel really fortunate to see Blake's emergence occurring in front of our eyes. And Kyron is continuing to, take his game to other levels. And, they're both studs. Ron Gould does a great job with that room.
Sean, last thing for me, people that study Pro Football Focus, and some of us nerds that like stats do, Quentin Lake, your safety, has had his 2 highest grades from Pro Football Focus in consecutive weeks. He had a great game against the Titans. He improved on that against the Eagles. Why is he getting such high grades? What's he doing right?
Well, I'd be interested to see the graders and kind of what they're looking at, but he's played really well according to what we're asking of him as well. He's in a position to be able to have a lot of play ops. He's physical at the point of attack. I think he's been excellent in coverage. He plays our nickel slot corner, so when we're in our base defense, he'll play safety, but he plays the nickel slot corner because we're in our subgroupings, a large portion of the time. And he just got a great competitiveness about himself. He's so damn smart. He's tough. I think his athletic instincts and intuition have really shown up. And he can make plays like an inside linebacker, but he can cover you like a corner. His versatility and his leadership, his swag, his presence, his play demeanor, everything about it I love. He's done that really for the last couple of years, but I think he's taken his game to the next level these first few weeks. And, I might agree with Pro Football Focus on the last 2 weeks. I'd be interested to see how they're grading it, but he grades out pretty damn high for our coaches as well.
There you go. All right. Hey, last thing for you. I'm going to ask you something dumb. We had Mel Owens on earlier. He is a former Ram. He is now the Golden Bachelor, which premieres tonight on ABC. So all these ladies come out of the limos, and he has to pick the one and hand out roses and all that stuff. Do you have any dating advice for Mel?
Oh, geez. Hey, Mel, enjoy yourself, pal.
There you go.
Love it.
There you go.
All right, Sean, go get him this week. I know it's going to be a tough game, but we think you can get him. Go get a win.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
see
thank
ya.
you very much. There is Sean McVay.
That was a very good question and an even better answer.
Yes, it was very funny. By